Chapter 705, Imminent Disaster. She's managed to resolve the problem, monsieur. What a hopeless bunch of trash. Song Shin was at home, reading through the news. When she saw what had happened, she threw the glass of red wine in her hand onto the floor. This was her way of releasing her anger. But, as she watched the red liquid spread, it only made her even more annoyed. Her original intention was to stop Tang Ning's film from screening. But, to her surprise, not only did she not succeed, she helped her with a crazy round of free publicity. Now, how great was the lost relative going to perform in theaters tomorrow? Song Shin simply thought that her scheme had failed, but she had no idea that Tang Ning had already set her as a target. This time, Tang Ning was going to reverse the roles and play a little game with her. Meanwhile, the author of the tracker went completely missing. It seemed, not only was he afraid that Hai Rui would come looking for him, he was also worried that they'd force him to break his hands. So, he hid away and did not dare to make an appearance. But, tracking down a person wasn't a hard task for Hai Rui, especially with the help of the online community, which consisted of people from all walks of life. So, it didn't take long before Hai Rui found the author. Tang Ning couldn't be bothered meeting with the schoolmaster instead. After finding the man, she spoke to Fang Yu on the phone for over half an hour. The content of their phone call was confidential. Apart from Fang Yu, Mo Ting and herself, no fourth person would ever know what they discussed. Soon, the author was invited to the meeting room in Hai Rui. Although the author had already prepared himself for what was to come, he still couldn't help but shudder as he arrived at the building. Fang Yu put aside a little bit of time to see the shameless scum, mainly because he and Tang Ning would not be rest assured if they left the responsibility to someone else. I am the vice president of Hai Rui, Fang Yu said as he entered the meeting room. Monsieur, however, he did not stretch out his hand for a handshake. He obviously did not hold any regard for the man. I know what to do. The man was 24 to 25 years old with a skinny build and a buzz cut. He simply looked like a college student. But no one expected that this man was the person that caused a huge commotion in Beijing's entertainment industry. It's good that you know. I won't ask you about other things since Hai Rui is running its own investigation. I simply want you to tell me who instigated this incident and who taught you what to do. Fang Yu asked as he sat on the corner of the coffee table and leaned forward. I'm sure you know what the consequences are for lying. It's extremely easy for Hai Rui to make you suffer. The man was obviously scared speechless. His hands remained behind his body the entire time, afraid that Hai Rui would remember his promise. A woman contacted me online and gave me a sum of money to do it. I simply followed her orders. I honestly never knew things would end up like this. I beg you not to break my hands. Break your hands? Fang Yu laughed as he shook his head. We are civilized people. We don't resort to such violence. But, weren't you the one who suggested it from the start? Quote, I was just joking. It was a simple joke. Then, let's make other jokes from now on. After speaking, Fang Yu gave the man a piece of information. He still remembered the grudge he had with Huo Jingjing deeply. After meeting with the author, Fang Yu was about to take the information he received to the CEO's office. But, the stylish sunglass-clad Song Shin ended up looking for him first. How long are Hai Rui planning to disregard me for? Song Shin asked as she entered Fang Yu's office and removed her sunglasses. My manager is still in the hospital. Has Hai Rui completely forgotten about me? Quote, as you are aware, your manager is a thief. So the public are bound to tie you two together. The reason why Hai Rui has done what they've done is because they're hoping for the situation to die down as soon as possible. You don't want your fans to look at you with prejudice, do you? Fang Yu asked as he raised an eyebrow. I knew you would say that. That's why I want to cancel my contract with Hai Rui, Song Shin said as she tapped on Fang Yu's desk. I will pay the compensation. I've already spoken to President Mo about this. He said that he wants to wait until your fate with Hairui comes to an end. But that time has definitely not come yet. After giving his response, Feng Yu asked, I'm going to the CEO's office. What about you? Quote, does Hairui plan to continue treating me like this? Quote, don't worry. President Mo has already said that he'd hire a new manager and schedule new jobs for you. Just go home and wait for notification. Song Shin glared at Feng Yu and gave a loud snort before she put on her sunglasses and left the office. Feng Yu's expression turned icy cold as he watched Song Shin leave. She was a talented person, but she was vicious and held no regard for other people's lives. It was hard to tell what her heart was made of. Was she waiting for more jobs? She should be waiting for her retribution because that would definitely arrive faster. Of course, today was also the first day of screening for The Lost Relative. According to real-time statistics from the box office, the box office had already surpassed $100 million in ticket sales by 4 p.m. This was the fastest crime film to ever break the $100 million mark in Beijing. Of course, this was all thanks to the publicity created by Song Shin. Only after watching the film did I realize that Elder Wu couldn't have possibly plagiarized. The film is completely in the Wu style. We really need to apologize to Elder Wu and Tang Ning. Elder Wu honestly put his heart into writing the script and Tang Ning acted out her character. Seriously, both of them deserve to be respected. I am once again stunned by Tang Ning. 3 movies, 3 characters, and she fit every single role perfectly without showing any traces of acting. What a shock. Quote, it was so exciting to watch. My God, I've got goosebumps. Tang Ning has amazing explosive power. Even though her character ran into her husband a good few times in the film without recognizing him, the fight scenes were much too enjoyable. It's extremely rare to see such a serious actress. I would love to see all my favorite novels being portrayed by Tang Ning. I'm sure she would live up to expectations. The film deserves praise and is worthy of watching twice. Quote, I'm going to watch it again with my boyfriend tonight. Quote, because the film got off to a great start. The Lost Relative no longer needed to spend money on publicity. With the additional guilty conscience of the public, the box office continued to soar, leaving other films in the dust. Tang Ning proved her abilities and her status. Are there any characters that Tang Ning can't play? Quote, during this time, the author of the tracker couldn't withstand the pressures anymore. So he decided to reveal the ins and outs of the entire plagiarism incident to the public. While he was getting ready, Song Shin was completely unaware of the imminent disaster that was headed her way. Chapter 706, Win or Lose. For his own safety, the author accepted an interview from a famous reporter and did not meet with too many other people. During the interview, he had his head down, but he managed to explain the entire incident in detail, including the moment when he first received a phone call from the instigator. I was indeed instructed by someone, but I never saw who she was, nor was I told of her identity. All I know is, she is also an author and she is part of the entertainment industry. She is young, roughly 22 to 23 years old, and she is very cautious about what she says. Her final motive was to prevent Tang Ning's film from screening. I investigated her phone number and IP address, but all I discovered was that she is located somewhere near the National University. I couldn't find anything else. The instigator was an author from the entertainment industry. She was 22 to 23 years old with a deep grudge towards Tang Ning. And most importantly, she lived near the National University. With so much information, finding this person wasn't going to be hard. And with the amazing research abilities of netizens, they quickly produced a list of candidates which matched some of the given criteria. But, in the end, only one person ticked all the boxes. Song Shin. Song Shin did not expect to be locked on as a suspect so easily. In fact, she wasn't even given any time to react before the internet began its scolding. Is this the Song Shin that has a thief for a manager? Quote, isn't she the artist that was very famous in Beijing just a few days ago? But, because of her manager, she began to lose fans. I never imagined her to be so evil. I can't believe it. They are both in completely different fields. Why would she treat Tang Ning in this way? She even caused Elder Wu to attempt suicide. Haha, this woman has always been arrogant. I assume she couldn't stand that Tang Ning was more famous than her and that she had access to more resources than her. It's not that strange at all. If it's really Song Shin, I hope she dies. Quote, what a bitch and a piece of trash. She's too evil. Quote, I used to think the songs written by her were good. But from now on, I will have to wave goodbye to her. There are plenty of people in this world that write good songs. I will leave my support for the ones with a kind heart. Could Hairui please ban her from taking any more jobs, so this crazy woman can stop harming others? The internet was filled with scolding and, of course, Song Shin was notified of this. As soon as she realized what was going on, she was shocked. She never expected that she'd be discovered and exposed. How is this possible? So, a minute later, Song Shin gave Fang Yu a phone call and asked in a stern voice, what's with the scolding from the public? How did I suddenly get slandered? Why hasn't Hairui done any PR? What are you planning to do about this? Quote, Hairui is in the process of uncovering the truth. The truth? The truth is, you should first protect the reputation of your artist unless this is how Hairui treats their artists. I've seen that Tang Ning's reputation has been well maintained. Is she perhaps being treated differently? Quote, even when something happens to Tang Ning, Hairui won't do anything PR related until they've uncovered the truth. If you're innocent, why should you be afraid of being investigated? Fang Yu asked calmly. Great. That's great. From what I see, the entire Hairui has been open for the sake of Tang Ning. After speaking, Song Shin hung up the phone and called Xiao Yuhei. I'm being slandered. It's terrible. Xiao Yuhei had already found out about everything online. Even though Song Shin was a suspect, there wasn't conclusive evidence, so he didn't think that she deserved to be attacked. Song Shin, tell me honestly, did you do this? Quote, Song Shin was caught out by Xiao Yuhei's question. Although she didn't know what Xiao Yuhei had planned, she ended up denying everything after a short pause. What are you talking about? What has something like this got to do with me? Quote, even with me, you can't be honest. I can only protect you if you are honest. I really didn't do it, Song Shin continued to deny. Trust me. Quote, fine. I hope you remember everything I've done for you, Xiao Yuhei said before he hung up the phone. Song Shin was a little stunned. After hanging up the phone, she reached for her chest and felt her heart racing. Why did she feel so guilty? She didn't know how Xiao Yuhei planned to help her draw away the public's attention. All she knew was, he was now her only hope. Of course, Tang Ning knew that Song Shin wasn't going to admit defeat so easily, especially when there wasn't any solid evidence. But, faced with a sly woman like Song Shin, she had her own tricks. Inside the peaceful hospital, night had hit. Duan Jinghong never expected that Tang Ning would come looking for her. She didn't notice when Tang Ning had walked into her room. All she knew was when she awoke from her sleep, Tang Ning was already sitting on the sofa near her bed. Of course, if she was to find out that Mo Ting was just outside the room door, she would be even more surprised. Quote, you've already paid back for what you did to Huo Jingjing. But, what about what you did to me? Tang Ning asked as she raised an eyebrow. Duan Jinghong looked deeply into Tang Ning's eyes and realized Tang Ning practically saw right through her and knew everything she was thinking. You are referring to, quote, I'm talking about how you provoked Hua Wenfeng into placing quinidine in my chicken soup. Ting Ning blinked and continued before Duan Jinghong could refute. Although you had a disguise on at the time, while Wenfeng still identified you through some surveillance footage we showed her. Are you still going to deny it? Quote. As soon as Duan Jinghong heard this, her palms became sweaty. You don't need to be afraid. The person I'm looking for is the initial instigator, Tang Ning comforted. You know better than anyone how difficult Song Xin is to deal with. She's sneaky, cunning and good at defending herself. I'm sure you must also hate her. Right? Quote. Duan Jinghong bit her bottom lip and did not say a word. As for the incident with Elder Wu, quote, she did it. Duan Jinghong blurted, but I can't help you testify against her. Or else, I'll be testifying against myself. So, you're waiting for me to uncover it? Won't Song Xin bite back and blame it all on you instead? Huh? Tang Ning asked with a slight smile. If you make a move first, I'm sure you won't be implicated. In fact, you may receive sympathy from everyone. Think about it. Are you more willing to trust Song Xin or me? Quote. When comparing the two, she obviously trusted Tang Ning more. There was no doubt about it. Song Xin will definitely find a chance to defend herself. If we don't find someone close to her to testify against her first, I'm certain she will bite back at you to protect herself from being betrayed. What do you think? If she can't find a way to retreat, she will definitely throw the blame on you. If you plan to wait until that time to fight back, what do you think are your chances of success? Hit the like, thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for listening.